All right. Hey, how's it going? It's Sean Vijay Natarajan, and I'm the creator of At the 11:30, a short film I worked on with me and four other people who I have been interviewing. And so I just wanted to take this moment to thank you guys so much for all of the support. This is actually my first video, so I'm a little bit new to looking into the camera and sort of making that connection and talking with you guys in that way. So um, I will be trying my best to, look at the camera but also I might be looking down and looking at my notes. So before we start, I just wanted to answer a few things that I asked people who worked on this project. And so for my artistic inspirations, I would say that the big ones for me are Ben 10 and Duncan Rouleau's art on that, and Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Those have been two shows that have really impacted the way I look at art, my art style, and just storytelling in general. I think both of them told really good stories. With Ben 10, it was about coming of age. It was about how Ben 10 started as a teenager and is growing as an adult throughout this journey. And the watch and everything for me was like all kind of separate, but the action was really fun. But it was mostly about Ben 10 coming of age. And that too with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, it was about Ahsoka coming to age. That was something that I looked at. And I think that they told that story really well, especially with the final season and all the action and everything. Like, that's all secondary. But one thing I realized was storytelling is it's all about the human element. It's what we can relate to. And all of the action, all of the adventure, all of those things are there to keep our eyes on the screen, but we are all connecting to these characters on a deeper level because we know the struggles that they're going through internally. That's really important. So I'm gonna get some water. So I wanted to talk about the project in a bit more detail. And what excited me about this project was just working on it. A big thing for me is I will start projects, but I won't finish them. So I'll talk a lot about, hey, I want to work on this new thing, but I won't finish them. And one tip I have is if you're working on a project, don't tell people about it. Like it when it's in that starting phase, when it's in, you can tell people who you want to work with and that kind of thing. Like if you want to collaborate, hey, this is the idea I have. But when it's like, oh, I'm just going to talk with my friends and that kind of thing, my personal tip is don't tell people about that because that's your project, that's your idea. That kind of idea of oh, I have this idea. Sorry, I'm repeating idea a lot. My main point is that if you have an idea, make it happen because that passion of, oh, I have this idea, I haven't told anyone about it, and actually making it means you build that level of mystery and people want to see that final product. They don't want to see someone just talking about this concept that exists. I think a lot of people focus a lot on concepts, but it's really about putting work out there. So put your work out there, whatever skill level you are, put it out there. Everyone wants to see it. People want to see your story. And especially if you're a person of color or if you're from an underrepresented community, definitely put your story out there. And for me, it's like it doesn't even have to relate to your race or to whatever. It can be just your personal story, your personal feelings about life. And it's so important to hear that. That's a big thing. And one thing, so yeah, just working on a project excited me. And for me too, like this project was based off of the song That I Miss You by Van Shire. And the big thing was, oh, I heard the song and then the story came along after that. I was just daydreaming while hearing the song. And I was like, oh, like, what if there was a guy working at a store? And especially because I'm working part time at Charlotte Russe. So I have this experience where work can be pretty boring. And so when something slightly interesting happens, it just sticks with me the whole rest of the day. And that was what I wanted to show in this story and at the 11:30. The other main thing for me was I wanted it to take place at 7-Eleven. There's a lot of stereotypes that Indian people work at 7-Eleven, and I wanted the story to take place at 7-Eleven because I wanted to break that stereotype. I wanted to say, hey, you know, what if we took this element of an Indian stereotype and flipped it on its head? What if we had it where there's just a guy working at 7-Eleven and the story's more about his emotions rather than the punchline? And that too, like the character that walks in is Indian and she is not working at 7-Eleven, but she's going there, exploring it. And that's kind of the idea. Now, I didn't name the project 7-Eleven because it's not, I don't own 7-Eleven, that kind of thing. So I decided I want to name the project the 11:30, or the store in that universe 11:30, because 11:30 is my mom's birthday and my mom's my world, and she really helped me out through tough times. I might get into that later, but that what I want you to know is that my mom's my world. She helped me out through tough times. Appreciate the people that have helped you in your life is something I will stress. Really make sure you appreciate them. Make sure you thank them. Make sure you credit them. If you think you're self-taught, you're probably not, because there's someone that influenced you. There's someone that taught you a lesson. So you're not really self-taught. You're learning from the things you're seeing, and you need to appreciate the people that have helped you along the way, and appreciate yourself too. You've got all this way, and I know we're all very proud of you. And so what I learned from the project was really how to work with a team. This is like the first time I've worked with a team. And one tip I would say is make sure that you treat people with kindness. That's really important. And I would keep a journal if you're working on a group project like this. Like I kept a journal, making sure I knew what everyone's task was, just a journal for myself. And then I set up a Discord thing, and Discord's a really Discord's a really great platform to showcase like, hey, I want to work on this project, or to get people to help you on things. And it's a great place to communicate with people, and it's been really helpful in this project. So one thing I learned was just working with a group and finishing, not complete. Finish, not complete. I might say that a lot in this video, but that is something that is really important. Get your thing finished. Finish, not perfect is what I was trying to say. Get your thing finished. It doesn't have to be perfect. You'll get to perfect. Perfect doesn't really exist, Everything's going to be a little slightly off, but you have to be okay with it, because the most important thing is to get it finished. And of course, like it has to be like something you're proud of. So definitely work on it. Definitely make sure it's to a level you like, but make sure, finish, not perfect. Like get that thing to be a physical thing. One thing I love about this project is that it's a video. It's something you can see. It's something like you can scroll through, and it's not just a concept anymore, which is what I'm so grateful for this team for. And I'm just grateful to myself too. And the skills that got reinforced for me were drawing, composition, storytelling. Those things really got reinforced. And the other thing is that got reinforced is really taking advantage of references. A lot of the backgrounds are done really realistically. And part of the reason why is because the backgrounds have a physical location. So I was able to visit the background, which is the convenience store in the project. It's 11:30, but I was able to go there. I was able to see the area. I was able to look at, what if I shot this at this angle? I was actually able to take pictures and take videos. So I knew the background well enough to do the background design for the project. And something I would stress is, take reference, take things from your own experiences, live life. That is going to be very helpful. And living life, thinking about things, like really contemplating certain aspects about this project, those things got reinforced for me. I'm gonna take another sip of water and then answer this final question. So the last question that I asked a lot of my participants or a lot of the people I interviewed, I asked them what their plans for the future was. And for this time around, I just wanted to not necessarily say my plans for the future. I definitely want to work on things on the future, and I'm very excited for that. And overall, I'm open to a lot of different things. If you'd like to collaborate, please contact me. I'll link my social medias in the bio. And I also know that I will be putting out a Spotify version. I may or may not be putting out a Spotify version. And so if that's out there and you want to check out the people who worked on this project, please definitely go to the YouTube video if you can find it. And if you can't find it, go to, I'll probably set up a link tree, but try to find this YouTube video and go to the link in the bio, check out these people. The people I worked on the project, I'm very proud of them. I'm very proud of the work that they put in and the insight that they had for me. And the things that they've taught me are really important. The things about composition that they taught me, but also the things about being a better communicator was really important. And being accountable for certain things. I definitely made some mistakes on the project. Sometimes I was late to meetings and that kind of thing. And that really sucked, but I learned from it. I learned that I have to be on top of it, especially when it comes to my team members. I had to learn to prioritize what's important. And for me, what's important is telling my stories more than a lot of other things. So more than scrolling through TikTok or YouTube. So those are really important. I'm going to link my social media, and it was great to talk to you guys and guys and gals and everyone else. And the last thing I want to leave off with is, if you have a story you want to tell, please tell your story. Please put out content, because there are people that want to see your story. One thing I've learned is people want stories. It's how we live. It's how we drive. I will always check out my friends' work, and every friend that puts out a song or puts out a piece of art, I'm one of the first ones to be like, let's check that out. And so what I will say is, put your stuff out there. If it's not perfect, just put it out there, because people want to see your work. With that, thank you so much and have a good one.